Hello, my name is Anna Reed. I am an art teacher at Leyden High School. I've always been really passionate about art. It's one of those things that I realized even if I wasn't in school or being paid to do it, it's something that I would just naturally do. There's a big business side to making art where you have to go and find what are called call for entries. And then you put your portfolio or your pieces together and you write a statement and then you submit this little portfolio of work to all of these different places. There's a post for pieces to be in the Museum of Science and Industry. And I thought, sure, why not? I'm submitting to a bunch anyway, I might as well submit to this one. And I got a wonderful surprise email that said, congratulations, you've been accepted. These are your next steps and this is when you should drop pieces off. So when I was starting in grad school, my first round of pieces had to do with just me as a person and what was my own identity and trying to decipher that. And one of the things I thought about was being in grade school and we would have to take these standardized tests, kind of like now, but there were fewer choices on how you had to bubble in for yourself. My dad is African American, my mom is Caucasian, and I would have to choose which side to bubble in. And you had to only choose one. And so depending on where I was, I would be encouraged to choose one or another. And I was thinking about what that's like for people now and what it was like for me then of having to choose only part of your identity and be pared down to a single bubble or a single thing. And so one of my pieces is just about that, of having to make those choices all the time. So currently I'm finishing my MFA at MICA in Baltimore, Maryland. And so I have just been focused on making pieces around identity and just my relationship with technology. So the other piece that's in there is towards the end of the work I've been doing over the last 4 years, and it's called feedback. So in algorithms in technology, an algorithm will put out for an activity for someone to engage with, and whatever the person does or decides gives that information back to the algorithm. And so that's called a feedback loop. And the goal of that is to get a clear pattern of behavior so that whatever the program designs for you to do, that the outcome is that exact result. The work is about, do we have a choice or are we being targeted or moved or pushed in order to do a certain thing? Or in the opposite, are our actions changing the technology and are we creating the feedback loop for technology? So being part of the exhibit has just been really exciting. Just getting ready for the exhibit just kind of feels like the work that you do as an artist. But then when I went to the opening, I remember walking up to the building and thinking, oh wait, I'm in this museum. Like I have work here, I have reached this benchmark, a notch that I didn't think that I would reach or reach this soon. So that has just been really exciting and it motivates me to continue applying for the other things and doing the work for the other goals that I have that, again, seem so lofty or seem so far away, but it's also sometimes the effort that you put into it. So a note to future artists. Art is a lot of work. People think that you are born with talent. Talent is not born. It's a thing that is created in the long hours, the late evenings, the times that no one really sees. That's where talent comes from. So you might be born with a skill or an aptitude towards something, but it's all the work that you put into something that in those moments people look at the finished product and say, wow, you're so talented. So it takes applying for things, it takes writing, it takes reading about other artists and reading about theory. And there's just a lot of other aspects that go into it besides just the making of things, like read things, watch movies, talk to people, and just be fed by all different kinds of resources because it will just make your art better. And that being an artist takes the work to do all the other stuff. Like half of it is business. At the end of the day, half of it is really business. It's who you're talking to, it's what you're applying for. So don't give up on yourself, but make sure that you are looking at it as all the things. And even if you get 100 no's, it just takes one yes to connect you to the right people and it can change everything.